Today we're going to get the 80 model up here, but first we got to clean the trailer off because the trash is coming today and I want to make that happen. But let's check the battery that we got yesterday before we do anything. See what kind of voltage we got today. 13.47. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to unplug the charger and plug it back in, and that resets the little algorithm to start charging again, to give it a little extra vote of confidence when we put it in the truck. There, that should reset the algorithm. It should start flashing again, which means it's in charge mode. Yep, flashing. So now we should be jumping up to close to 14 volts. It's 13.8, 13.7. It'll take a while. All right, so let's get on the cart and go down there and hook up to the trailer and start cleaning up a big mess. Love this cart. It's always ready to go. It's always got a full tank of gas. Haha. And even in the shade, the batteries were completely topped off because it was already charged completely last night. So just the shade, sometimes it can get a 2 amps into these panels. That's how efficient they are. So I'm going to go over here just in case there could be any turtles. I'm looking for any baby turtles. Terrell is the name of the turtle. Truck looks a lot better with its wheels and tires back on there. But yeah, the name of the turtle is Terrell. So that's kind of cool. We're going to hook up to this trailer here and clean up all that mess, because we're going to use that trailer. We're going to put probably the lawnmower and the four-wheeler on this trailer. So let's see if we can move this trailer. It's been sitting there for a while. See if we got enough torque. Yeah, we're already stuck. Alright, I got branches and stuff all over. I'm running over. That's why I need to pull the trees out from underneath the tires. So give me a second here. That's probably one of the reasons why we couldn't move. Move this jack out of the way. And maybe this cinder block. And this board. So with these smaller batteries in this cart, these lawnmower batteries, I've lost my tugging off the line torque. So it doesn't have the tugging power that it used to. Of course, we just ran over more wood. Let's see if we can hot rod out of here. This trailer will be lighter. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull the hill. This thing has more torque in reverse than it does forward. So I got it. We're going to get some momentum here going up this hill. So far, it's got plenty of power, though. It's doing good. Stay on the concrete here. All right, I need to move the trash can. So, yeah, we made it. I'm just going to back it up here, so hold on a second. Need to move the trash can. So I bought those 2 selfie sticks at Walmart yesterday, and I've already broke one of them. So I'm going to probably take them both back and regroup on that. Yeah. And the reason why one of them broke is I was putting my phone on it this morning, and it was really stiff to where it wasn't really made for a phone as big as mine. And let's see, where do we want to put this? Can we get in the shade? Maybe the back part in the shade. We definitely don't want a brake failure right now. Ooh, yeah, the brakes are barely good enough to slow her down. All right, so yeah, it broke. It flew apart when I was stretching the little thing that grapples the phone, and the springs flew everywhere in the living room. So yeah, it's going back. So I'm gonna get this unloaded, cleaned up. So in probably another hour, we're gonna start putting the battery in the truck and transmission fluid and all that fun stuff. Trailer, when I come back out, I want you to be clean. So clean yourself up, and I'm gonna go in the house and take a break. All right, let's see. I've been in there taking a break. See if the trailer listened to me. Yep. Good trailer. Nice and clean. So let's do this. Put you right here. And this trailer should be a little bit lighter. Of course, I got the cart loaded up with oil and all the stuff that I might need to fix the truck. Make sure there's nobody coming. I wonder if we can make this turn here. All right, so the cart is in limp mode. I need to reset it. There we go. So what was going on with the cart there is the solar panel system that I set up was charging the batteries at 14.5 volts. And the cart saw the speed controller on the cart saw that as a high voltage state. So it put the speed controller into what they call limp mode. So if I still had the beeper thing hooked up, it would be going beep, 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 letting me know there's something wrong. So when I gave it a little bit of acceleration, it took the edge off the batteries, and it everything was okay. It took the edge off the batteries, and look at that truck. Yeah, I guess it does look better with those tires on it. But and then it works just fine like that. So where are we going to park the cart? I guess we should unload the trailer first, and then we'll put the trailer, I guess, back where it was. I'm just going to make sure we look for baby turtles or grown turtles. Yeah, we'll put the trailer right back here for now. Get a little momentum because the terrain is a little bit rough out here. I'm going to put the trailer a little bit further away from the truck so I got a little bit more driving room. There we go. All right. Let's hope that thing's going to be running in about a couple hours. All right. If this thing starts, I will let it idle for a bit, and I'm going to put it in low range, 2-wheel drive, and back it away from the turtle hole, what I think is a turtle hole nest. I'm just filling the bowl up here, and this is fresh gas. I really don't want it to start up right out of the gate on the first turnover. I want some oil to flow, so I'm not going to give it any gas. I'm just going to turn it over for a bit kind of wear the battery out. All right, we've flooded the carb, so she's going to be good and flooded. So it probably is not going to want to start anyway, because I just flooded it. The red wasp are really mad at me right now. But I want to get it up on the back porch so I can work on it, and maybe the wasp will chill out or even get more aggressive. But I'm going to get bit probably today. So we're just going to gently set the positive terminal on there. I'm not going to do any tightening. It'll just rest right on there like that for now to get us up there. I'm going to clean all the connections anyway. Like I said, if it starts, it's going to smoke like crazy, and I think the wind's blowing the right direction, so it's not going to get in the cab. But let's see what we got here, what we're working with. Is any life left in this truck? That's a good sign. Let's turn it over. I'm going to give it gas. There's the smoke. It's going to run out of gas pretty quick, but I'll put gas back in it. All right, let's see if it'll idle. Nope, it won't idle yet. So let's check the condition of our gas in the 1 gallon jug to see if the fuel pump's still working, because I put that in there to check the gas and I see no gas coming out. So either we got an empty tank, the fuel pump's not primed, or something's going on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill it back up. And I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to try to get this thing up there. So I'm going to have to do this several times to where it'll die. I'll fill up the car back with gas. And then I'll finally get it back up on the porch there so we can work on it. And yeah, the red wasp are not happy. But as you can see, the thing did fire right up. When this thing was running, I had it running like a sewing machine. It was perfect. I mean, look, it's got brand new wires, plugs. I always kept the oil changed. I babied this truck. So it's going to run good once we get the fuel issue figured out. And I fixed the brakes. And I got to get insurance. I got to stop a lot of that rust. So we're going to flood this carburetor again till we see it coming around the sides. Yep. That's good. We'll put this in the toolbox so we don't have to walk very far. I'm going to take you with, oh, there's another red wasp. They are not happy with me. But it's okay. Everything's going to be all right. This time I'm going to lower the hood a little bit. I don't want to shut it all the way to make the wasp mad. So far, no gas has gone in our gallon jug. So we're going to gently ease that down. And when I back up, I'm going to have to turn a little bit to dodge the turtle hole. I did a turtle check. Don't see any turtles. So I don't know how this transmission's going to act. Take the emergency brake off. That's been set for a long time. It's in low range. I'm going to let it clean up a little bit. When I put it in reverse, I really need to put it in neutral first. Let some of the juices flow in the transmission first. So do I want to back it up on the porch, or do I want to drive it forward? So I'm going to see if the transmission still works. Yep. Kinda. Nope. I'm going to put it back in park. I might check the fluid. It might be low. So this is going to be hard to do without keeping it running. The last time I dealt with this, I ran it on propane whenever it had a fuel issue to do things, but I really need to check the transmission fluid while it's running and warm. So I'm going to put more gas in there, check the tranny fluid, and we'll go from there. All right, we're checking the transmission fluid while it's running. I'm hoping it's low because it's not moving. I'm gonna have to set the idle up a little bit until I get her cleaned out. Okay, yeah, she's not showing on the stick. That's good. I knew that was the problem. So we're going to fix that little problem right now. I brought plenty of transmission fluid. The problem is I gotta keep putting gas in, keep checking it. Red wasp are in the truck now. Pissed off. Yeah, this is fun. Are we having fun yet? All right, I put a drain plug on the automatic transmission pan when I first restored this truck, when I brought it back to life. So if I put a little bit too much in there right now, it's going to be okay because I can drain it out real easy, or I can siphon it out with my little tool. But I'm going to put some transmission fluid in there and check it, put more gas in there, check it, and get it up to the right level so we can get this thing moved up to get some real work done on it. And this is the transmission fluid I'm using. Valvoline, full synthetic. Always use full synthetic and everything. Them red wasps are not happy. Damn it. See, doing this with a camera, just spilled it on my spark plug wires, is not fun. Now I'm going to have that smell on the exhaust. But yeah, I wasn't able to stand close enough because this camera's hitting the truck. And I'm going to have to clean up as much of that as I can. That sucks. So, and I got it on my hand too. Are we having fun yet? Cool thing about these old trucks, you can idle them up with a screwdriver. Can't do that with a new one. All right, let's see what we got now. It's still not on the stick, so I'm going to keep putting some more in there. I'm just going to let it run. It'll die anyway. So I had a gallon and a half of this transmission fluid in stock, and we're going to put a little bit more in there. It went in gear, but it's pretty low, so I'm going to put a little more in there. We'll probably put half a gallon. It's probably a gallon low. That should be good. That'll get us back there to where I can let it, I need to get this thing idling. I'm probably going to set up I just need a fuel cell. I went to Walmart 3 times and they didn't have anything in stock. I bought the only and last one they had, and supply chain shortage is real. It's not a political thing, a left or right thing. There is a shortage of everything. There's a shortage of common sense. There's a shortage of people that know how to do anything anymore. People are just dumbed down consumers. Notice how they talk about people on the news. They call you consumers because you're consuming. You're not a producer. So think about that. Yeah, the red wasp are not happy with me. I am sorry, guys. I'm going to put this funnel in the toolbox to keep the dust off of it, just for right now. I'm going to fill her back up with gas, and then this time she'll back up, and I'm probably going to pull it forward because I'm going to be doing a lot of work on the engine. So we're not going to back it up on the porch. We're going to go forward action. And again, still no gas in the jug here, because I have the line off the carb to see if there's any water in the gas. So the tank is either empty or it's rusted a hole and it's emptied. I'm going to pull both tanks out anyway. They're both so rusted and full of water. I'm going to put a fuel cell in this thing, maybe propane, if the financial situation changes, if my OnlyFans page kicks off. Haha. I'm going to put more gas in it and we'll do this. All right, I did a turtle check. Let's do this. So I'll clean out the plugs. Of course, it's going to be flooded every time because I spill gas. I'm going to put it in reverse. We're going to steer away from the turtle hole and miss the tree. And hopefully there's nothing that I'm going to hit. We'll probably have to do this a couple of times to get it up on the porch. I'll probably have to fill it up with gas one more time. I don't think we're going to make this in one shot. I guess it would be good to check the brakes first. The brakes barely work. The door is not shut right. When I shut the door, some rust flew off. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it up here on just that one little bit of gas. And of course, yeah, it's fixing to run out right here. All right. Brakes kind of work. They got lots of air in them. So I'm going to fill it back up with gas and then we'll make it up there. All right, round 25. It's going to be flooded because I got gas everywhere. Clean out the plugs. Get it running a little smoother. There we go. Oil pressure looks good. All right. I got it in low range, so it's less pull on the transmission. And I'm going to have my key on the ignition just in case it surges, because we don't really have any brakes. So as soon as I make that next peak there, we got a little bit of brake action. There we go. The door open good. This looks like a good spot for it. Maybe I'll back up just a touch. Transmission's working good. I'm going to go forward here. Power steering is a little rough. Let's see if the AC still works. I'm going to idle it up. That doesn't sound good. AC worked the last time. All right, I'm going to put more gas in and check the air conditioner. All right, here we go. Well, I flooded it that time. There, I kicked the AC on. Let's see if the compressor is even turning. It's probably low on Freon. Yeah, it's not kicking on. So I'm going to manually kick it on with the pressure switch. I'm going to straighten it out a little bit more. So that squealing you're hearing is the, looks like the fan. Yeah, the fan. I'm gonna have to break the fan free. That's the blower fan. So needs a little WD-40. I'm curious to see if the fuel pump's bad, if it's out of gas. So I'm putting this old gas in there that came out of the 65. I really don't see water, just a lot of rust. So this was the gas that came out of the tank. The tank sounds dry. I don't think the system's going to be able to prime up. So I'm going to put 3 gallons in there, maybe, and see. But if I can just get this thing running on any kind of gas, yeah, see all the rust on the bottom here. So I'm slowly pouring it to where any water and rust that would be in this gas will stay behind, and there it goes. So there's all the rusty gas with the water in the bottom. I'm going to keep doing that, and then I'm going to run it and see if we can get the fuel pump to prime up. And I want to see the gas that goes into this jug, and if so, then we can hook the fuel line back up and have it idling. And then when I do that, I got this little bridge clip I made here for the pressure switch for the air conditioner. So I'm just going to short it out and see if the compressor still works. And if that's the case, it's probably just low on Freon. That's why it wouldn't turn on. I disconnected the blower fan because it was hung up and stuck. So I got to take the blower fan out and work on that. So I disconnected that so it's not shorting out, you know, getting hot in the motor. So I'm going to put gas. I'll be back. Just give me a second. All right, so here's my little short out switch here. Yep, compressor works. It's spinning. So I just need to work on the blower fan. We'll just let it spin just for a little bit, kind of lube everything up. I put gas in there. I'm going to do my best to back prime the fuel pump to see if that helps and go from there. When I put a fuel cell in here, I'm going to put one of those priming bubbles. So yeah, so far no gas is coming up. It's going to die any second now. There we go. So yeah, that's a little trick to see, to test out on these older trucks. Your pressure switch is right here. You just take you a wire and short it out, and just to see if the compressor still turns, if it's locked up, what's going on, if the fuse is blown, whatever. All right, so what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to back feed the fuel pump and give it a little bit of fuel to see if it will start priming itself up. What I'm about to do, you should never do. Just so you know that. All right, will it idle? Yep, all right. The reason why it starts like crap every time is because I flood it because I'm getting gas everywhere. So I put gas in there, still no gas coming out. We're gonna give her a little bit of a attitude adjustment. Never do this, by the way. See if we got gas coming out now. Yep. Ooh, that gas looks bad. But that's the little trick that I've been doing for years, and it works. Let me show you the gas. So I'm gonna let it run for a while. Well, it's gonna die because look at all that rust. So I'm gonna let that fill up. It's going to die before it fills up, which is good. Good, I don't have to get in there and kill it. Then I'll show you what the gas looks like coming out of this thing. But that's a little trick to prime vehicles, but I would recommend to never do that. Because, you know, you're blowing vapors out of your tank and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be flooded. There, it should idle enough. The plugs clean out pretty quick. Now let's see what kind of gas we got coming through. I'm going to fill this gallon jug up. Look at all that rust. Can you see all that rust? Lots of rust. All right, you think that line's flushed good enough yet? We've run pretty much a gallon through there. I'm gonna do that one more time. Let's see, is there enough room to fill it up more? Yeah, we can do that one more time. Look at all that rust. All right, so it dies, of course, because I don't have the fuel line hooked up. So what I'm doing is I'm purging the line, and I'm going to take this check to see if there's any water in here now, and then I'm going to replace probably this whole line, and if I see no rust coming out, for sure. It's going to be flooded again. So I made a decision to just leave that filter on there for now. So we're gonna see if she runs on the tank gas now. I idled it up a little bit, so it's a little higher idle than normal until she cleans out. But we're gonna see if it, look at all that rust. So before you freak out, there's also a filter in here. At least there should be. But yeah, this filter screen's still working. I don't want to put a new filter on there and send all that trash that's going to be disturbed. Because if I get this thing where it'll run, when I put the air cleaner back on, it'll run under its own tank fuel. I'm gonna putt around the property with it and stir up the fuel in there and see how much more rust comes out of the tank. So that's the plan. Anyway. Need to put this filter or it doesn't get dust, so I'll deal with that later. So it looks like right now it's running on its own fuel pressure from the fuel pump. It looks like it's pumping up to the carb. So let's get in there and give it a little acceleration action. Clean out the old plugs. I don't have a tachometer on this thing, but so it's going to do that for a while. It's the valve stem seals. It's not the rings. And once it sits up for a while, it stops doing that. But and it's also burning oil off where I spilled the transmission fluid. So I'm going to let it idle and let the smoke stop. And then we'll see what it looks like. I set the idle up a little higher so we can burn all that oil out of the system. And it should stop smoking in about 5 or 10 minutes. But if it doesn't, then, you know, that's a new issue. But yeah, I'm trying to get away from the smoke everywhere. When I start this truck up, I usually try to aim it to where the exhaust is not pointed towards the door. But this thing hasn't been running in so long. It'll stop smoking, trust me. Like I said, it'll clean up. So that's pretty close to the normal idle. I set the idle back down and it'll clean up even more. Just a little bit of smoke left. This thing's been sitting up for a long time. But yeah, it was smoking really bad there for a second. I was thinking, well, it's not going to clean up, but it does clean up. So I'm going to put the air cleaner back on and we're going to putt around on the property with this thing and stir up some of that rust in the old gas tank. Here's something I set up years ago. So my batteries were always dead on my drills, and they're old. This is old 12-volt DeWalt. So I wired directly into the motor. If I'd had it to do all over again, I would have just butchered one of these battery packs and just had it to where the wires were connected into the battery pack. That way I could switch it. I'm going to do that, switch it to my other tools. But at the time, this was the right idea. But now, version 2, it's going to be where it plugs in, and the wire's going to be on the battery. So, yeah, now I don't have to. Now I'm hooked directly to the battery of the truck, and I'm getting 12 volts from the 12-volt battery. You can run it on solar direct. You can hook this directly to a solar panel, and it works really good because a solar panel, a 12-volt solar panel, is going to put out 20 volts open voltage, and it's just fine for this drill. It's not going to hurt it at all. So I'm going to pull the blower motor out. All right, we're almost got this blower motor out. Let's see if we can bring her back to life. Yep, you can hear it. So we'll put her on our test bench here. We'll ground out one side. I need to grab some test leads. Get some good negative action going there. We can just use this down here. We'll see how much current it's pulling. We'll use the official test leads for our bench. So I'm going to readjust the camera a little bit so you get a little better view of what's going on. So this thing has like a chassis ground. So this will be the chassis ground. I don't know if it's going to have a good ground. And move that out of the way. It's probably not going to make a good ground. We'll just tap it. Yep. So I'm going to give her a little oil first and lube it up and see if that fixes the problem. A little WD-40 will give it a little happy time here. So you can see right here, I took this little vent tube that was off down here, and there's a little bearing down here, so I'm giving it a little bit of love. See that on camera. And then I'm spinning it. Starting to spin freer now. And then I'm also I can't get to this top shaft, so I'm just hitting it in these holes here. And I want to see some run out. There we go. And then I'll give it a good spin. And yeah, that should do the trick. Now it'll sling WD-40 all over us whenever I turn it back on. So I'm going to spin that a little bit more, and then we'll hook it back up to the test bench. All right, let's sling some WD-40 everywhere. What a difference that makes. Let's run the motor in reverse, just for fun, to give those brushes a little workout. That's reverse. So I got the ground hooked to the positive and the positive hooked up to the frame. That really woke this motor up. So I got Freon. That's all it was. I got Freon to put in there. I'm going to lube it up one more time and hit it again. And we'll call it good on this thing. At this time we'll hook it up in reverse again. Just for fun, we're going to run the motor in reverse. That's running a lot better. That's moving a lot of air. So I'm letting the WD-40 kind of drip down to that front shaft. That's why I'm turning it that way. All right, we'll hook it up like we're supposed to here. Ground on the ground. I got WD-40 all over my... All right, yeah, I got WD-40 all over my glasses. They're all fogged up now. So I got to deal with that before I carry on, because... But I fixed it. I'm going to wash off these fins, too, real quick before I put it in there, because the fins are dirty. There's a little weight here, balancing weight. That's a little weight there. So that's balanced from the factory. I'm going to wash it off real quick. Should have done this first. That'll make the fan a little bit more efficient. Of course, you can't see anything I'm doing, can you? Look at that rainbow. That cleaned it off really nice. Give her a good wash down. Then I'll run her again on the bench. Let it sling all that water out. And it'll be good as new. Taking out the trash. Well, we still live in a first world country. They picked up the trash, so we're still doing okay. Got the blower motor fixed. Got the contacts cleaned up on the ground side, so it gets like a chassis ground. Cleaned up the positive side, the 12-volt side. And I took the pressure switch off again, the plugs, and I got it shorted here. I found it's probably a little bit left in here. I don't think it's enough to get it to start cycling on its own. But we're going to keep that pressure switch shorted out so the system will take in some Freon and see if we can start getting some cold air. All right, the blower motor works. We're blowing air. I got the compressor pressure switch shorted, so the clutch should be on. What's going on here? Did it not engage right? There we go. Just wasn't stuck in there good enough. All right, now the compressor's running. So the compressor won't kick on, which means it's not enough pressure in the system. So we're going to give her a little attitude adjustment here and see what we can do about that. So yeah, it says there's nothing in there. If I can just get it to the point to where it'll kick on by itself, Get enough pressure in the system. The gauge is coming up. I'll put the pressure switch back on here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and put the pressure switch back on now that it's taken. And see if we can get it to cycle. There we go. Now it's starting to cycle. Short cycling. And I'll just fill it when I hear it cycling. All right, now our gauges are starting to move. There we go. Still short cycling, so I'm going to put a little bit more in there. So the gauge is swinging pretty good. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to just hit it one more time. I'm going to leave it like that for now and call that good for a second. Don't want to overfill it, and idle it up and see what it acts like. So see, that's all I needed here is to get it to take. Just short out your pressure switch. So the AC is working now, and it's starting to cycle a little better now. I'm going to go ahead and shut the hood, and we're going to take a little cruise. I got it in low range, so it's idles up higher when I'm going slow, and of course the windows. I'm going to idle it up to see how this AC works. It probably still needs a little bit more, but yeah, it's short cycling. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. So give me a second. All right. AC's working good now. As good as it's going to get. I haven't checked the tranny fluid to see how low it is yet. We're in low range, 2-wheel drive, and power steering's a little bit shy of what it should be. I'm going to be brave, and we'll take it around the I'm going to roll up this window, get some of this dust out of here. We're going to take it around the cul-de-sac here. I feel a little bit of slack in the steering. It's the steering wheel that's loose. Huh, yeah. Oh, I was working on that one day. Yeah, this nut is loose. So we're going to take it around here. Let's just hope she doesn't die. And got the AC on. The brakes are still a little soft. And it's going to pull a little bit to the left when I stop, because the right brake is disconnected. But so far so good, and the AC is still short cycling a little bit. I'll have to take it to Jay's and have him pull a vacuum on the system. So I'm going to make it around here, and we'll see what she's like. Been driving this thing for what, 20 minutes? So let's check the tranny fluid and see what we got now that she's all warmed up. So check and park, hot, it's really hot. Idle, we're good to go. That's how you do it. The little thing broke off the end here, so I kind of got to judge where it used to be. So it used to be right around, right there's where it used to stop. And we're right on the money. Yep, we're not over full. We're right on the full mark, right there on the edge. Awesome. So it was about a gallon low. It has a slow leak somewhere. It's okay. Not bad for 5 years or however long, 6 years. The battery box, whoops. I forgot to strap that in. Houston, we got a problem. I'll strap the battery box in here in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna scrub her down now. So what I'm gonna do is take off all these leaves carefully. I don't want them getting in this thing at all anymore. And then I'm going to take my brush and put sand. I'm gonna throw sand all over the truck on the hood, and I'm gonna scrub this crap off of here, because this is some kind of crap that came off the trees, you know, the fungus among us. I need to get new windshield wipers before I get it inspected, once I get the brakes fixed. Another mod I did to this truck is it has the old piston style water squirters. Well, I modified it and put a motor in there. Let's see if that still works. There's water in there. Let's clean the crap off of the... Let's see, do we still have enough rubber so we don't get any metal on metal? I'm gonna wash that down. I'm gonna put something in between there so I don't scratch the glass. Give me a second. All right, so what I did is, when you push in this button, so when you turn the windshield wipers on, that motor is stiff. I'm helping it, so I'm gonna have to oil that. Do the squirters still work? Yep, the squirters still work, and they're hitting me right here in the head. So I need to lube that motor up there. I'm having to help it go back and forth, and I'm sure the extra towel stuff is not helping it. But the squirters still work, if you can see that. And what I did is, see, I'm pressing the button here. That was the way you would engage the pistons before. And I just hooked it directly up to that switch right there. So it's got the stock switch. And I converted that piston garbage to a little 12-volt squirter motor. It used to be right here. That's what used to engage the piston, right here. So anyway, that's just I've done a lot of mods to this truck, and to get it to kind of stay living. I hear a miss every now and then, though, that's idling. You can hear pop, pop, little miss every now and then. So I'm gonna give her a little bit of a attitude adjustment there. Clean out the plugs. Let's soak it for a second here. There we go, that's good enough. And let's go get us some sand. So let's find a good spot here that doesn't have any big chunks in it. That looks good. And we'll what was that? All right, that looks good. So we're just gonna do a little something like this. All right. We're gonna do a little wet sanding. Give it a little pre-soak on the sand. Spread it around a little bit. This is what I'm going to use to scrub. I'll wet this down here. And I'll just do one side just to show you what we're going to end up with here. Needs a little more water, but sometimes it takes to use the thing that caused the problem to fix the problem. And that's what I'm applying here. It takes dirt to get dirt off. So we're just going to do this one side, and I'll rinse it off and show you here. So give me a second. All right, let's see what we ended up with. This side I didn't do anything to. This is the side that I used the sand and dirt. That would have taken forever without having the sand and the dirt doing the work for me. So I'm going to do this other side. We'll just get an overall shot of it here. And yeah, it takes off some of the paint, but not much. I mean, really, all it does is it cleans it up. It's smooth too. I need to work on this a little bit more. This is all surface rust, but I'm going to scrub on this. See this? I missed this part, but I covered it pretty good. The paint's getting kind of thin. You can see right here, it's been wearing off, so I'm going to touch it up just to stop the rust. I might clear coat it because I like that look, so I might do it as a clear coat action. I like the rusty look. Russ says, I've been there and done that. What do you think? All right, so let's do the other side. I'm going to do the whole truck like that. Yep, I'm going to wet sand the whole truck with that. Well, we got a little problem here. My little scrub tool just broke off and it's rusted. Everything's rusted. So I'm going to see if I can fix that without going to the stove. That's the whole point, right? So my theory is to cut her back past this bad rust stuff here and not drop the WD-40. And we'll see what we end up with here. I knew that was going to make an obnoxious noise resonating through there. All right, that really sucks. All right, I'm wearing ear protection because that is a harsh sound. I have really good ears, sensitive ears, so we'll see if we can get it done now. Yeah, that is just a harsh sound. That's all it takes. Yeah, I just couldn't handle the sound. My ears could not take that. All right, so let's see if that fixes our little problem here. It should work now. Yep, that's going to work. I'll need to rig up something to probably going to drill a hole and put a screw in there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to rinse this thing off so I'm not working with such a mess, and then drill a hole here and get her to stay in there. I went ahead and took the mop part off. It was removable. And we're going to see what we can come up with here. We got our solar drill here running off solar power. Let's grab some drill bits. We don't need a very big hole, just big enough, like right there would be good. Yeah, that'll work. It's a little bigger than I need. We're going to go down one size. So we're going to see what we got here. All right, so I'm going to push that all the way in. That's where we need to start drilling, right here on the edge. I need to grab my punch. Yeah, I'm going to grab my punch. Let's see which one. That's a decent one. I want one that's really narrow. This will work. You can also just use a nail, but then I'd have to look for a nail. This needs to be backed right there. I had a nail around here somewhere. I'll just use, that wasn't a really good punch. I'll just use a drill bit like this. There we go. All right. I need to get my tools a little bit better organized. But they're in 5-gallon buckets. Just too many projects. Now let's drill a hole. All right, so when we hit the towel, we know we're through. We're just gonna run this drywall screw in here and call it good. In a perfect world, it would be long enough just to go through the other side, and it's kind of like that, but it just needs to hold it on there. And I'm going to wrap this with something so it doesn't scrape paint off the side of the when I'm scrubbing on the vehicle. So I'll figure out what to wrap that with, and that's a fix. That's what I came up with. I cut it, stabbed it back in, drilled it, and then this is an old sock with some Velcro. That way, because it was kind of rubbing up against stuff on the corners, so this will also stop it from scratching the vehicle, which I don't care about. But the whole point of what I'm doing is scratching, just little bitty scratches, little scratches, one at a time. It will bring the paint back to life, and we're gonna get this truck looking like new again. It's gonna be driving like new pretty soon too. So this says 2018. I probably stopped driving it in 2017. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it's been about 5 years since it's been registered. Now that doesn't mean that it's been out on the road, because this thing really hasn't been out on the road much at all. It was always giving me fuel problems, so it would always stall out sometimes, and it was water in the gas is what it was. So I think the fact that the tank, the tank was dry, siphoned all the gas out before when I let it sit there, maybe the water evaporated out of there. So if it starts giving me fuel problems, I'm just gonna pull the tank, both of the tanks. They're just wasted weight and space where you can't get to stuff to work on stuff in there, and just put a fuel cell in this truck. Because this truck is perfect for a fuel cell. Because look at the space underneath the toolbox. I can put the fuel cell right underneath there. Just a little marine one on that side, just like I did the 65, 6 gallons. And that'll just, I can always put 2 in there, doesn't matter. But let's hope the tank doesn't have water in it now, and I don't have to do that. I'm going to continue washing now. We didn't have to go to the hardware store. We didn't have to go to Walmart to get a new scrub brush. I just fixed the one I had. There's a good sign. See the white? Time to reload the brush. So let's do this. Wish this camera thing had a way to raise and lower it, but it's something I made yesterday. This is one good thing those pocket gophers are good for, is they give me good fresh sand, good fine sand, which is perfect for what I'm doing, this wet sanding. I don't know, maybe you think this is crazy, but if you want to bring paint back to life on an old vehicle like this that's already now we got a fresh batch. It's gonna look good when I'm done. I'm chewing on ice. So I'm gonna do the whole front clip. Hood's almost done, and we'll see what we got. So I got sick of the mosquitoes biting my legs, so I got my mosquito spray on, which is basically sand. I wish I could find more clay, but I have to go on the other side of the property, but that should work. We'll see if they can bite through that. If they can, I don't know what to do, but yeah, that should stop the skeeters. So just a quick update. This whole front part is done. I just need to do the side, the back, and the other side. But look how just that wet sanding right there with just sand that came from the gopher mound is bringing this paint back to life. I think that's pretty cool. I've been doing that for years. I need to do the Suburban in my spare time. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of cooling down, and we're gonna wash the truck, and maybe we'll get insurance for it tomorrow. Who knows? Work this handle really good. And all around this mirror. Getting all these little crevices. Work this one more time. It'll be like brand new, right off the showroom floor. Get some of that rust out of there. This is where that protective stripe rubber crap was. Should never put that on any vehicles. All right, so let's rinse that real quick. Then we just got the back to do. I got the back to do. I don't have a mouse in my pocket. But look at that. And then there's some spots like right under here. You can see the black still. Just gonna hit that like that. It's a messy job because of the sand and the mud. But now look at that. Gone. So this right here, I didn't get that good. So I need to hit that. Gone. Like brand new paint. Look at that. So far, the skeeters haven't been messing with me. So I have my protective coating on. So that's just a little tip. If you keep getting bit like I was getting bit, just grab some gopher sand or clay, coat your legs with it, your arms, whatever you want. Let's get all that sand out of there. Look at what we got here. I'm going to scrub that a little bit more because that black stuff is not really all the way in there, so it's just going to be complete chrome looking when I'm done. Now let's see what we got. Looking pretty good. Yep. I think it looks better than from factory, because from factory it had that black and all the black in here and the black inside there, I'm pretty sure. This way it pops more. I'm gonna do the other side again because that's priority, you know. Let's rinse this stuff off here and see what the other side looks like. We need to reload our brush. This is all you do. You just wet the mound and just let that brush load up with all that good gopher sand. It's the good stuff. It's nice and fine. Not any big rock chunks or anything like that. So as you can see, this one still has that black right in here. It looks really dingy. It's got black all inside here. Can you see the black? I don't know, can you see all that black? Well, we're gonna fix that. Look at that. That's cool, right? And we'll just work it back and forth. All different directions, circular. It's gonna get all over you. Won't take much at this point. It just gets all over you. There we go. Now she'll pop. Let's see what we're going to end up with here. Get a good shot of that. Look at that. Looks better than when it was new. They should have never put that black paint in there. Let me get all the sand out and it's gonna look even better. I'm gonna hit it one more time and then we'll see what we end up with. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to shower tonight. All right, Poker Face is yelling at me. We'll get a good close-up here in a second. That's a good start. That'll be good. Look at that. Look how that pops now. It used to have black all in there and all that crap. Now it's all, this thing's ready to go. They'll inspect it now. And then you can get in here with this brush. All in there. If you're not hearing that sound, then it's not working. We'll bring this paint back to life. So that whole inside piece there was just really dingy. And then I'm gonna work the grill. It's got all this green fungus on it. And then we'll see what we got. All right, let's see what we got here. Look how that paint's alive now. Definitely worked. This stuff in the grill here, I'll have to pressure wash to get that out if I care about it. Kind of looks cool in there though. Looks very organic. It's definitely feeding time on the mosquitoes. Let's see what we got now. That's about all I'm going to do with this thing today. Look at it. Look how bright that paint is now. They'll see me coming now. That's all that matters. Another thing I'm going to do this truck just for looks. I'm going to get some kind of remover, paint remover. Take off the stupid paint on the hubcaps. That looks gaudy. So yeah, they're gonna be completely chromed out when I'm done. So it doesn't look so gaudy. But yeah, yellow and black. What the hell were they thinking? It's not a tractor. Anyway. But yeah, it's turning out pretty good. It's rusted pretty good too. I bet you haven't seen one of these before. What am I talking about here? What am I talking about? I'm talking about an air bumper. This is an air bumper. You put air in it. Makes the truck run better. If you have a flat tire. No, seriously, it's an air bumper. And of course the tank's rusted out. It won't hold air anymore. But yeah, that was kind of the gimmick back then, is to have air bumpers. It was before 12-volt compressors were really out there. So the only way to get air is like with your gas compressor. Or fill up your bumper with air. And my grandpa used to fill this thing up as high as it would go on his compressor. So yeah, that thing probably had 180 or 200 PSI in it, knowing grandpa. That is the proper way to wet sand an old paint job. An old truck like this. It's a 1980 Chevy. And you saw the befores, and look at the after. And I'm going to see in the comments, oh, micro scratches. No, it's smooth as it can be. It's smooth. There's no micro scratches. Now, if you wanted to come back and clear coat it, you could, because the paint is nice and raw. Or if you were really bored, you could wax it, which would be pointless. But I really like this look right here. If I had the proper setup, I would clear coat this truck. I'd kill all the rust and clear coat it just like it sits, because it's got like it's sitting in time right now. But look how bright that is compared to before. And that's just one time. You do it again, it'll be even a little bit better looking. I still need to clean the glass, the windshields, put windshield wipers on it. And what else? I need to do some brake work with the fuel system, make sure it's flushed, put new filters in, and get her inspected. Got to get insurance first and get it out on the road. But yeah, aesthetically, these damn hubcaps, I'm going to take the stupid paint off. I've never really noticed how ugly that was until I looked at it. But I'd prefer not having the hubcaps on there, but it serves a function. It stops the damn lug nuts from rusting up. So it actually serves a function. I learned that lesson. So there we go. Let's go check on Terrell here at the end. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside before I end this video, and I'm going to pull up the last video I posted, and I'm going to give everybody shout outs that commented on my video. All right, that's something new I'm going to do. Beautiful day. Oh, my little assistant devices, you know, the one that starts with an A, started flashing a green light. Like, what the hell now? So I asked it, what's the notification? And it said, air quality alert in your town. That it's just to scare people. It's like, oh, global warming. The air quality is perfect here. What are you talking about? Just nonsense. After just one more thing to get you all jacked up about. There's no, look at the air. There's no smog. Yeah, just crazy stuff. All right, it's 7:32. This is about how my days have been going. I haven't eaten a thing. I've had just distilled water, not even any tea. I usually fast over 24 hours every day. And yeah, I'm down to like about 139 pounds at this point. I'll eat in about an hour. I gotta make something to eat first. So here's something new that I'm gonna start doing. This was the video that I posted yesterday. And it's tires go back on the 80 Chevy 4x4. I will never do this again. And what I mean by that is I'll never leave studs exposed again to where they get rusted. So I'm gonna just give a shout out to everybody that left a comment. I'm gonna do that at the end of every video now. So Tim Bears, Big Dice, Loud Red, River Table, We the People 75, Raven King, Katie, need better glasses, Aaron Keck. If I mispronounce your name, that's just sorry. Survival, I don't know how to say that. It's that one right there. KCAA TV, that's my dad, and Sun Honey Studios. So that's something new, and yeah, I'm gonna mispronounce a lot of people's names. Let's check on Terrell, the turtle that we found under the truck the other day, and see how he's doing. Where's Terrell? There he is. There's Terrell. He's happy. Look at him. He's all tucked in. He was just floating there. He was all happy. So I refresh his water every day. That's distilled water. And Sun Honey had said, maybe you should put some grass in there. Yeah, I'm going to give him some grass. Let's see if he's eaten any of this moringa. I don't see anywhere where he's eaten the moringa. So I'm going to have to figure out. There's his little tail. I don't know if you can see this really good. Let me see if I can get the brighter. Maybe under some better light here. Sorry, Terrell. There, he's swimming around. Look at him. He's doing pretty good. So he wasn't even hardly moving whenever I first found him. And I'm going to put some moringa on the bottom maybe too. So he's got something to crawl up on. I'll figure it out. He's trying to run from me. He's scared. I'm here to help, dude. I'm not here to hurt. So there's Terrell the turtle, and I'm gonna give him a better house and a better environment. This was just temporary to rescue him because he was under the truck, just kind of dehydrated, almost dead. He was barely moving, and now he's coming back to life. He looks a lot brighter, so there's hope now. There's Terrell. So let's just sign off with this video. I know it's going to be a long one with some Poker Face. Computer, play Stalker by Poker Face from Plex.
Playing by Poker Face from the album Made in America.
Oh, we got some big things accomplished today. We got the 80 model, obviously, is back there. It's ready to roll. I could drive it down the road right now if I had insurance and inspection, and I would be okay with it, except for bleeding the brakes. The brakes are a little soft. Got the trailer cleaned off. Got the trailer. There we go. We got the trailer cleaned off. The four-wheeler trailer, which is, you saw that in the video. Got the blower motor fixed in the 80 model. Got the mop fixed. We didn't have to go to the hardware store. And got the fuel system working on the 80 model, so it's working off of its own tank. And like I've said, I purged the lines. You saw the rust. And I don't have to put a fuel cell in it right now, so I'm going to run it without messing with that. If it's going to run, I'm not going to mess with it. The only reason why I put a fuel cell in the 65 because it was just, I couldn't get the water out of it. The tank was just in such bad shape. So what else did we get accomplished? A Terrell the turtle update, and that's it. That's a lot. So got a lot done today. Pretty excited. All 4 trucks are running now officially. When I get insurance on the 80 model, I'll officially call that running. When I can go out on the road with it and feel like I'm not breaking any laws. Everybody say goodbye to Terrell. And if you know anything about turtles, I have no idea what turtles need, but he seems to be happy right there, and he's moving really good. So I'm pretty excited. Love you all. A couple of things I forgot. So I just noticed that my video was looking crappy that I was rewatching. YouTube likes to set it at 480. I'm uploading at 1080p. So make sure when you're watching on your TV that it's 1080p. It'll look a lot better. So it was set at 480 and it looked horrible. Please like, share, subscribe, and share this on your social media. It really does help the channel. I want to build this channel. I'm doing dailies now. So I'm kind of motivated to build the channel, the audience, and eventually I'm going to set up a Patreon. Maybe next week won't be so busy, but I've just been hitting it too hard this week. So I think I covered everything. And the new thing that I started about commenting on the videos, you got plenty of time to comment on these videos in the morning, anything past 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I'm not going to be finished with my video until then. So you see what I'm saying. It's 7:40 and I'm giving people shout outs right now. So at least till 5 o'clock, if you get your comment in by 5 Central Time, for sure I should be able to give you a shout out on the next video. Love you all. Like, share, and subscribe.